I thought my marriage was perfect, but after my husband died, I discovered his depraved secret life. I felt so mad with rage that I ate his ashes in revenge.
Got him. There you go. I feel bad for the kid, man.
Payday.
Honestly.
Me too. There's a photo. This woman posted.
Is so fucked.
Yeah. You seen the photo?
Yeah.
She does this article. She's writing a whole book. Her whole career is this guy's a perv.
Yeah, literally, she's just like her husband fucking was a piece of shit, I guess.
She found out that he was getting escorts.
Escorts after the fact because she was like...
She typed in something on the computer. Houston escorts came up and then, apparently somehow hacked into his things post-mortem and found all his escorts.
Not what I was expecting because she typed in H-O. Right, I know, like she was going for home, but I was like, she typed in ho, and they go, oh,
Houston escorts popped up. So this guy was apparently on trips, fucking getting escorts or whatever, right? Yeah. He dies. She's made it her entire identity. The kid's like 11, and she's doing photos everywhere. This ain't like an anonymous story. This is public story. Her out front, me, the husband, the kid. The kid's whole deal is now my dad's this like fucking
piece of shit. My mom's a psycho who ate his ashes.
Real sticking it to him.
And like the most important thing, in my opinion, is she maybe sold 100 copies of this book.
Well, maybe now that the articles are getting out here.
Nobody's fucking. She sold 100 copies of this book.
She's burying the lead, so she's already, or what do you call it? She's
muddying the waters.
I'm saying when it's like, well, there's no point to read the book. I already know the...
Yeah, exactly. You know the deal, and then you're like, I guess if you really want to know how she felt about it, but like, she sold 100 copies of this book. 30 were bought by friends and family as like sympathy purchases, right?
For sure.
Just to bump it up. So like, there's maybe 70 organic sales. And you're like, your kid's life is ruined.
Your whole kid's life, entire deal is your dad's the fucking prosty man.
Yeah.
And your mom's eating his ashes.
Eating his ashes and as a psycho.
And she's proud of it. She's like, that'll show.
She's doing a press tour about this.
Doing a press tour about she ate the ashes. The industrial scale of Sean's infidelity. That's funny having your infidelity be called industrial scale. An obsession perpetrated so many years. Also, the big thing is he was a porn addict and all this. You wouldn't want to go to my school if your dad was fucking outed by your mom as a fucking porn fiend.
I know, like he had like autistic levels of like files where like he had all these folders and it was categorized by like age, race.
You would not want to be at my school, ladies and gentlemen, if your dad was outed for being the porn fiend.
Well,
in the city.
unless people would be like, yo, you got backup.
His dad's, well, that would be the thing. If we found the Playboy collection, that's one thing. There's some culpable deniability. But it's another thing being like your dad's life is just occupied by jerking off nonstop.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
So perpetrated over many years in her Jessica's extraordinary book, The Widow's Guide to Dead Bastards. She really stuck it to him by... You ever seen that scene in The Simpsons where Homer has the pet lobster and then he's eating the lobster and he's crying over it? That's how I picture her eating the ashes.
It's just like spoonfuls of it. It's all over her mouth and shit.
She reflects, but then in despair, guilt, took more of his ashes and ate them. The remains feel dry against the fingertips, coarser than baking powder, grainier than salt. So she's a bit of a wordsmith, considers herself. She says, in one of the strangest set of texting notes you'll likely to ever read, they mix with the teary water, a mineral mud on the back of my tongue. I swallow.
It's true. It's really true. There's no fury like a woman scorned. That's fucking what? 500-year-old quote, and it just rings true every day. You fuck a woman over, she's eating your ashes and writing a book about it.
Yeah, you really mess with the wrong person in that sense.
Crazy, man.
And she's taken down everyone else, including their kids, despite them.
Like she's ruining her kid's life again. And she probably the money she paid the publicist to get this article done covered any profits from those 70 books sold. Sure. So it's like she's in the fucking red.
She's in the red because this publicist wasn't cheap either.
Yeah, the publicist wasn't cheap. Like she's in the red.
She's in for probably $5,000, $6,000 a month.
Yep.
She's probably doing a 2-3 month run. She's probably out 16, 17K. She probably spent 5 months making the book. She's probably out 20K in the hole.
Easy.
She's sitting on a clean 600 profit.
The garage is just boxes of these books. just literally just atrophying, waiting to get sent to Goodwill.
She's right now in some local community center trying to do a book signing, and there's no one in line, and it's kind of sad.
She's at the mall. She's at the local mall. She's got the table
outside
like
the
with the little like fucking the little fold up thing where it's just like her graphic, and she's just sitting there, and people are just walking by, going to the fucking dollar store, and she's just waiting.
Tubs of edible ashes being sold for $10 a piece. No takers.
She got the lockets, like the little. She goes, you can buy a little chain. He goes, you're selling your husband's ashes? She goes, these aren't the real ones. These are his possessions that I burned.
Yeah. So definitely not great. You know, it's funny in our we were talking about this, but they did a study where they said that when they were talking about nuclear fuel in, you know, different places, and the difference is legitimately more so than many other issues is just women versus men, where it's like women are on aggregate against it and men are on aggregate for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've talked a lot about how, you know, when we're talking about the climate stuff, where it's like, you know, women love that until it comes to having to, you know, use less washing or, you know, not have the AC on as much or buy less stuff, right? Buy less fast fashion. But I was loving the idea that women are allowed to, they're allowed to have their way. They're like, all right, women, you win nuclear powers. However, for every ounce of power that we remove, you have to make up by being on a bike that's attached. So every guy's wife is just on a fucking exercise bike powering the TV and the things.
Hey man, that's not the worst idea.
You put their appliances like washers, hair dryers. You put all those appliances attached to a bike that's in the thing. They have to churn.
It can even be
power.
A recumbent bike. They don't even have to be. It can be a recumbent. You can just be sitting.
So they have to churn their whole power. Any anti-energy sentiment you get on the bike to prove it.